Welcome back to another YouTube video. It has been a long time since I did a video, so this one is way overdue. But today is a special one, for me at least. But before I get into it, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so YouTube can monetize me and actually get paid from this stuff. So the purpose of today's video is, it has now officially been 6 months, 6 meses, since we moved to Bulgaria. Now, I thought I would take the opportunity on this video to give my honest, unfiltered perspective and opinions, because you guys probably came from TikTok or Instagram where you only see like a few short little clips of me. You don't see my full perspectives, my full insights. And I thought it'd be a good opportunity to really break down the positives and the negatives on my personal experiences living in Bulgaria now for 6 months. 6 months is a good amount of time because it really helps me to kind of gain a proper perspective. I feel like before the 6 month point, I was still very much kind of on holiday mode. I was very much a tourist. Like, I hadn't really settled actually living here and actually experiencing day-to-day life consistently enough to be able to give you a full comprehensive kind of perspective and breakdown of my opinion in Bulgaria. So we're going to get straight into it. As I said, please hit that subscribe button if you want to help me out. I'm going to be posting a lot more on YouTube now. I'm trying to I love posting on TikTok and Instagram, but I really kind of want to get away from it a little bit just because I'm going to get into it anyway. But yeah, let's get into this video. So starting with the negatives. Let's start with the negatives. Let's get the bad stuff out of the way. The negatives of my experiences living in Bulgaria now for 6 months. So we're going to kick off with number one, and bear in mind, this is my complete, honest, unfiltered perspective. So point number one is, at the moment, I would say for the last probably 2 weeks now, how I feel day to day here is changing. Now I'm going to explain. Right now, it's day to day. I will wake up one day absolutely loving being here. I wake up feeling great. The sun's out, everything's great, business is going well, and I get about my day absolutely loving being here. But then the next day, I will wake up and I'm like, what am I doing here? I want to go back to the UK. And I'm very kind of up and down, and I would say unbalanced at the moment about how I'm truly feeling. And that's just my honest opinion. And that's not to do with Bulgaria, that's to do with me. I miss friends, I miss family. And one thing that I've come to realize, this happened around the 3 month mark of being in Bulgaria. So when 3 months hit or close to, I felt exactly the same. I felt very homesick, and that's not a bad thing. And that's not shameful to say. Because I do Bulgaria content on my social media, I feel like there's this pressure or this expectation that everything about Bulgaria is going to be amazing. I love Bulgaria 24/7. And that's not the case. I miss the UK, I miss home, I miss friends, I miss family. And I was speaking to my wife Marina about this. She's Bulgarian, for those who don't know. And we've agreed that we want to go back to the UK for between 1 and 2 weeks every 3 months. Because I feel like when it gets to that 3 month mark, I feel very unsettled here. And I do think, like, I really have been reflecting a lot on it. And I'm thinking, like, do I actually want to be here? Do I truly want to live here? The answer is still yes, but I think it's important to visit home and see friends, see family, and kind of be back in an environment where I'm fully independent. Because you've got to bear in mind, right now in Bulgaria, I'm not a fully independent man. I'm a 29-year-old man, and I still rely on my wife to be able to do things day to day, you know? So I think a big part of that is obviously learning things, and which I am, and that's another point we'll get to later on. But yeah, I think it's just day to day, I'm a bit unbalanced. And when we're going back to the UK next Thursday. And I feel like that trip for 1 week will be needed and necessary to kind of reset, refocus, and come back fresh. But yeah, that's point number one. At the moment, day to day, I'm feeling very unbalanced. Point number two. Now, you guys need to understand that social media in general is what fuels my business. So my main business is marketing, social media, helping people to build a presence on social media. That's essentially what I do professionally away from social media, but social media fuels me to do that. Now, a big part of that is recording day to day. And a lot of my content I have to be recording on the street because it's good background, it looks vibrant, it looks bright. However, one thing I've noticed particularly recently is when I'm recording, or even when I'm not recording, because I'm recognized so much now in my town, it's like a 50-50 split. Some people absolutely love what I do. Some people are like, wow, you know, love your content, and I love it. I love seeing people in real life who say hello to me, who interact with me. However, there's another side of people who see me as a bit of a joke. And when I'm walking the street, someone will literally look at me and go, and like laugh and kind of see me as a bit of a clown on social media. And that's partly why I've started doing YouTube again, to give a bit of a more of a insight into me, as opposed to just sitting there recording on the street. Because as much as I love it, I feel like, particularly the town I'm in, and it's nothing against people, it's just culture. People are very closed-minded when it comes to online and social media based stuff. So because obviously my job is social media, a lot of people don't really understand it. They think it's a bit of a joke. They think, you know, I'm just recording videos all day, I'm walking around town all day, but this is literally my job, and this is what pays my bills, and this is what pays for my family. And one thing that I thought about, and the reason I put it in the negative category, is I want to have children, we want to have children within the next couple of years. And if I'm receiving that publicly on the street, day to day, when I have a child and I'm walking with my child in the high street, like I can't have that, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's definitely, like, we spoke about this, and I think like in the near future, I think we're going to possibly move to a larger city in Bulgaria where it's a bit more common to do these things, because where we are at the moment, it's not as much of a common thing. So when somebody sees somebody that does social media, it's very unusual. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not offended by it. It's just because it's so unusual, people have either a very good opinion or a very bad opinion. You know, there's no like, we're just going to keep it moving. There's either someone will publicly be like that, or somebody will publicly say, oh, we love what you do. So yeah, that's point number 2. And that's something that daily I'm battling with at the moment. Point number 3, it's a lot more difficult to do business here than I originally imagined. Now, because my business is online based, so I do essentially 2 things. I do online marketing where I help brands and help individuals. They pay me monthly for as a consultant, or to do their content, or to assist them with their social media management. I also do digital guides where I sell guides to help people who can't afford to hire my full-time services for a very, very much cheaper price compared to hiring me full-time. Now, I recently launched a digital product where I help people for a very, very cheap price, and I received such backlash releasing these guides, because I think a lot of people assumed they were going to be free. Now in the UK, that wouldn't be the case. In the UK, I would have launched the guide, I would have, you know, started promoting it, and people would have received it very well. That's just what I'm used to. Digital products are a thing. Whereas in Bulgaria, I didn't realize digital products are not a thing. So because of that perception, because of the perception of you being a scammer and stuff like that, yeah, it really did affect me. And it affected me both online in terms of my kind of how people perceive me on social media, and also offline, because I'm very much a people pleaser. I do as much as I can to help people, and I released this guide not to become a millionaire. That's why I made it so cheap. I only made it the price I did to compensate my time, essentially. But people perceived it as I was trying to scam them and this and that, and it's just a lot harder. And another thing is the taxes are a lot more. Doing everything on the books, the taxes are a lot higher than I imagined. I thought there was only a 10% flat tax on dividends and etc. But there's a lot more like national insurance contributions and pensions and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just business is not as straightforward as I had hoped or I had imagined, but we're still here, we're still grinding, and it is what it is at this point. Point number 4, and this is the thing most foreigners or most expats moving over have complained about: the administration. Now, the administration is an absolute nightmare. Now, the administration, my first experience was from the residency permit, from the visa. So the first time I had to deal with the administration was applying for the visa in London. And then I thought it was just the Bulgarian administration in London. However, coming to Bulgaria and having to deal with the administration, and it's not specifically the people, it's just the way the system is set up, because a lot of the administration, they don't communicate with each other. So one town will have their own, another town will have their own, another town will have their own, and there's no sort of intra-network system where people can communicate with each other easily. So to get things done and to deal with getting documents, getting permits, getting accounts is an absolute ball ache. And there's a lot of things that you need apostilled, there's a lot of things you need verified by an official, and it's just, for a foreigner at least, I don't know about a native Bulgarian who's lived here, but for a foreigner, the administration is an absolute nightmare to deal with. And a lot of the stuff are still like offline, or like old computer systems. And I feel like that's definitely one thing in Bulgaria that needs to improve just as a whole, to sort of catch up with the rest of Europe. It is what it is, there's nothing we can do. But as I'm on the topic of this video, that is all of the negatives done. Now we're going to move on to the benefits and the positives of living in Bulgaria. So the first positive after 6 months is I'm finally learning the language enough to communicate, and I'm also learning Cyrillic. Ucha bulgarski kirillitsa всеки ден. So I'm learning every single day. There's a few resources that I'm using. There's an app on my phone called Mondly Bulgarian. There's an online website called Bulgaro. I think it's called bulgaro.io, something like that. I'm going to link them in the description. I'm not affiliated with them at all. Just if anyone is interested in wanting to learn, you know, that's what I'm using. And also, of course, my wife Marina's Bulgarian, so she's testing me every single day on things that I'm writing down. But yeah, it's really good, because it means that when I'm out and about, like when I'm going to certain places and there's signs only in Bulgarian, when there's menus in Bulgarian, I can now read enough, very slowly, but I can read it enough to be able to understand and be able to do things. I can order my own things, I can get around, and it's one step closer to full independence. I can understand a lot of Bulgarian, Razbiram Bulgarski, but I can't really understand as much as I would like to at the moment. So when someone's having a conversation, I can really engage and I can really kind of understand it, but obviously my responses aren't where they need to be yet. But it's very, very good progress. I'm hoping sort of more towards the 1 year mark that I'm fluent enough to be able to sort of be fully independent. But yeah, so far, very, very happy about that. The next point, and probably my favorite point about Bulgaria, is the Bulgaria travel. And this is like, it's not the reason we moved, but this was a big factor into planning our life and planning what we want to do. In Bulgaria travel, there is so much to see and so much to do within the country. You can never get bored. Like even now we're looking at places we can go and things we can do. There's mountains, there's beaches, there's fields, there's cities, and it's just, the terrain and the landscape is unreal. And this is one really attractive thing about Bulgaria. Now, unfortunately, we haven't traveled as much as we had have liked or had have hoped because of the weather. The last time we traveled in Bulgaria was to Plovdiv, and it was a great experience. It's actually on this channel if you want to check the video. It was 2 days in Plovdiv, but the weather kind of ruined the experience a little bit. After that, we went to Romania, and it was -15 when we went, and we just decided after then we're not going to travel until it gets warmer. Now it's getting warmer. We're going to the UK next week, and then we're going to start our Bulgaria travels. We're going to do the seaside in July, so there's a lot coming up, and it's really like things to look forward to, because I feel like wherever you are in the world, if you're stuck in your town doing the same thing day in, day out, it becomes very stagnant and life becomes very routine. And I think one big reason we moved to Bulgaria was for life to not be routine, and for things to be, you know, different compared to what we were doing in the UK. And Bulgaria travel, guys, if you've never been to Bulgaria, if you're watching this video, if you've made it this far, make sure you check out Bulgaria. There is so much to do. Don't just look at Sofia. There's so much more to do. And I'm going to be documenting every step on this channel. Again, subscribe if you've not already, if you've made it this far into the video, because that's the biggest objective for me this year, really, just to grow my YouTube channel. But yeah, Bulgaria travel, probably the favorite part of it all. Now, as well as the Bulgaria travel, of course, there's 2 more things. First one is the food. I am a massive foodie. I have always loved food, but the thing is in the UK is there's not really like a lot of variety. Now, one thing about the Bulgarian food is there is an endless amount of dishes, because there's also an endless amount of combinations. So you could have one food and there's so many different ways to have that one food. And it's like every single day we're trying different foods. I don't always try them on camera. On my social media, I've tried a lot of food. If you guys have got any recommendations for food, obviously be sure to let me know. But the food is like out of this world, and that's one thing like I will never ever get bored of. And that's one, the light's flickering. that's one huge benefit and positive thing about living in Bulgaria is the amount of food. And the good thing is different regions also have different food. So you could go to one region and their sort of staple dish will be one thing. You could go to another region and it will be something completely different. So not only is there a lot of food, but also the way that they're made in each sort of town or city or region is completely different. As well as that, of course, the weather. Bulgarian weather is very harsh. So what I mean by harsh is it's a harsh winter, but it's a harsh summer. But the Bulgarian summer is amazing. And already now we're in April and it's already starting to get warm. We're having like 23, 24 degrees days consistently. The sun is always out consistently. You'll have like an odd patch of grey weather. So it'll be cloudy for maybe 2 hours, but then the sun will come back out. But overall, the weather like is definitely a plus point of being here. And again, after 6 months, it definitely helps to have nice weather. But overall, that's pretty much everything I can think of. So am I happy here after 6 months? The answer is yes. However, there are a few things, as I said, such as I miss friends, I miss family. I've come to realize that I need to be back in the UK for a small period of time every now and then, just to kind of reset and recharge, because I find when I go back to the UK for that 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it may be, I'm ready to come back to Bulgaria. Right now, like, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not even desperate to wrong word, but I cannot wait to go back to the UK. Like, I just miss that home feeling, and here will be home, but right now it's getting there. It's getting there. It's not quite there. It's getting there. There's a lot of things we need to do, a lot of things we need to sort out, a lot of off-camera stuff, and it's just yeah, we're getting there, all in good time. But I wouldn't, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to be here. Like, being here in Bulgaria is a choice, not an obligation. And that's one thing that you guys need to understand. So as much as I say this and that, positive or negative, at the end of the day, if I didn't want to be here in Bulgaria, I wouldn't be. There's nothing keeping me here apart from myself. Even Marina, my wife, like, she's very flexible as well. Like, she's not like we have to stay in Bulgaria. She's happy, as long as we're happy together and as long as we've got opportunities, you know, financially and career, etc., then we can kind of be anywhere. So that pretty much sums up the video. As I said, like, I really want to get more in depth and do more long form content on this YouTube channel, because I just feel like with social media, short form content, I love it, but I am getting a bit sick of it because people don't know the real me. People only know a character that, I'm not a character, I'm always myself, but people only see a tiny fraction of who I am, the person. But to be able to sit here with you guys and actually have a conversation, I know I can't respond, but you know, it's a conversation, and it gives you guys an opportunity to get to know me a little bit better. And especially, as I said, people who see me locally or people who, you know, may have one assumption of me, it will kind of get you to understand the real me, you know. But yeah, that's about it. Good video today, much more to come. But again, don't forget to like, comment and hit that subscribe button. That is the only thing, and it's free. That's the only thing I would ever really ask of you guys, just to hit that subscribe button. Help me get to 1K, because once I get to 1K comes monetization, which will obviously be an extra income. You know, I'm not gonna say, if I'm doing this anyway, I might as well get paid for it. So yeah, much appreciated, and I will see you guys on the next video.